All right, now let's set up our Vidly project. So here in the terminal, let's run create React app and call this project Vidly. All right, our project is set up. Now let's go to the Vidly folder. We need to install two libraries. One is Bootstrap and the other is Font Awesome for rendering beautiful modern fonts. So npm install Bootstrap. Make sure to install version 4.1.1 so you won't have any issues following the course in the future. The other library is Font-Awesome, and the version for this is 4.7.0. Okay, beautiful. Both these libraries are installed. Now we need to import their CSS. So in VS Code, let's go to the source folder, open up index.js. Here we're going to import bootstrap/dist/css/bootstrap.css. And similarly, we're going to import font-awesome/css/font-awesome.css. So both these libraries, as you know, are installed under Node Modules folder. When we build this application, Webpack, which is the tool that bundles our JavaScript and CSS files, will pull in these CSS files and put them in our final bundle. Okay, now from the project folder, let's start this project. So this is what we get. But we want to get rid of this black banner and replace this file with a basic Bootstrap template. So head over to getbootstrap.com. Under examples, here we're going to pick a very basic template. So let's scroll down. Under framework, this is the template that I'm going to use, starter template. So open this page, right click, and go to view page source. Pay attention to what we have under the body tag. So first we have the definition of our navigation bar. We're going to ignore that for now. We're going to come back to that later. After nav, we have this main tag with the class container. This represents the content area of our application. Now in this template, in this content area, we have a div with the class starter template, an h1, and a paragraph. We don't care about this part because this will change from one page to another. What matters here is having this main tag with the class container. So back in our project, in index.js, you can see we are rendering our app component, which is the root component for our application. And this is where we have this black banner. So we want to go to our app component and modify our render method so it looks similar to Bootstrap's starter template. So back here, let's go to app.js. Here's our render method. You can see we're returning a div with the class name app. This is exactly where we have that black banner. So I'm going to delete everything here. Instead, I'm going to return a main element with the class name container. So this element will be the container for our content area. So for now, we can put a simple heading here. Let's say hello world. Save the changes. You can see the black banner is gone. And this is our content area, which is currently in the center of the screen. Now let's open up the browser console. The shortcut on Mac is Shift, Command, and I, and on Windows is Shift, Control, I. So currently we have one warning. In app.js, logo is defined but never used. We're going to get rid of this line because that logo is part of the starter React project. So here in app.js, you can see line 2 is grayed out. We don't need this. Let's delete it, save the changes. Back in the browser, we don't have any warnings or errors. Beautiful. Now finally, I want you to look at the zip file I've attached to this lecture. Inside of that zip file, you're going to find a folder called services. Expand that, you will see two files, fake genre service and fake movie service. We're going to use these two files throughout the first few sections. These files include a bunch of functions for getting the list of movies and genres, or adding a new movie or deleting one, as well as some sample data that we can use while building this application. So copy this folder inside of the source folder. So here we have our services. Look at fake movie service. You can see on the top we have an array of movies. Each movie object has an ID, title, genre, number in stock, daily rental rate, and publish date. Now the reason the ID field is prefixed with an underline is because that's the default name of the ID column in MongoDB. So to keep things simple, I wanted to stick to that convention.